Hello and welcome to Thought for June the 14th. Our readings are Judges chapters 14 and 15, Isaiah chapter 38 and 2 Peter's chapter 1 and 2. And our thought is, for if God did not spare. Peter's second epistle, of which we read the first two chapters, is extremely challenging because it relates in several ways to the excessively ungodly atmosphere in which we live. But first, we were fascinated by lessons in our Old Testament readings. Samson upset his parents because he saw one of the daughters of the Philistines and said to them, "Get her for me as my wife." His parents objected, but he insisted. Then comes the comment, his father and mother did not know that it was from the Lord, for he was seeking an opportunity against the Philistines. Judges 14 verses 1 to 4. We perceive from this that God does not overrule human free will. What he does is to weave it into his ongoing purpose in his oversight of human affairs, especially those of his chosen people. We perceive the same principle in the life of Hezekiah that Isaiah writes about today in chapter 38. The Lord told him to set your house in order, for you shall die. And Hezekiah wept bitterly, we're told in verses 1 and 2. And the Lord heeded his prayers. But the son that succeeded him, born during the 15 years added to his life, was a disaster. But the nation had not appreciated the blessings of Hezekiah's reign and the deliverance we read about yesterday. They deserved a bad king. In 2 Peter, we see that those in special service before God can, on occasion, be described as angels. In Matthew chapter 11 and verse 10, John the Baptist is described as a messenger, but in Greek the word is angelos or angelos. This word is used by Peter in his second chapter, verse 4, saying, "For if God did not spare the angels that sinned," referring, we conclude, to some of the Levites who had the privilege of serving in the tabernacle, and for reference see Numbers 16. Also in Hebrews 2 verse 2, the message declared by angels, or angelos again, is most likely a way of describing human prophets such as Isaiah, who declared God's message. Peter contrasts the judgment on the angels that sinned with the deliverance of Noah and Lot because of their righteousness, verses 5 through to 8. He then makes the point that there will be no sparing by God of believers who become sinful in Peter's day. There will be false teachers among you, he says, and because of them the way of truth will be blasphemed. Chapter 2 verses 1 to 2. Peter is very blunt about those who have hearts trained in greed, forsaking the right way, verses 14 and 15. Let us hold fast to the right way, so that God will spare us from his judgments that will surely come on this godless world. Let us live lives of holiness and godliness. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that it is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.